What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. So thank you guys again for joining us for another helpful video within our TechBot Solutions YouTube channel. So I want to start off by introducing what TechBot Solutions is. So the link is provided for you down below if you guys want to join the network of over 13,400 members worldwide. And the thing that we do best is share best practices and share mistakes in an effort to promote growth. This is a great group for people that are just starting out and also well-experienced traders. Just because of all the exposure that is within the group. The thing that's best about it is actually it's free, so feel free to click the link down below. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it and start off. This is part 2 for level 2, and it's what is level 2. So this is just a follow-up video since they wanted me to elaborate a little bit more, and I actually have the market live, so I think it's going to be a little bit more useful for you guys. But pretty much level 2 is just a different type of indicator that you can use with a series of whatever brokerage companies that you guys have, but it's a live feed that tells you where people are buying and where people are selling. So I'm going to be talking about why it's important, how to use it, or how I've used it, and how you can actually gain access to this for free, at least within the United States. So I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can actually take a look at my screen, and it's about a stock that I'm trading is MTBC, and then we're going to be seeing the wall of buyers, the wall of sellers, and kind of what I make sense of it. Okay, so I hope my whole thought process with this level 2 is something that you guys can utilize when it comes to your own trades as well. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. Alrighty guys, so this is actually my view with my ThinkorSwim platform, and I do want to make sure that you guys know that I will be providing you guys the link down below so you guys can download this TD Ameritrade ThinkorSwim platform. You do have to create an account with TD Ameritrade if you don't have one already, and it is a free account. You don't have to fund it, and you just simply have to have a social security number, I believe, to open a ThinkorSwim platform. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So this is level 2. So you simply select it right here. So if you haven't done so already, you simply click level 2 and you will gain access to being able to see where people are buying and selling. And why is that important? Well, when it comes to the basics, right? Identifying the support, identifying the resistance, where you're buying, where you're selling, using different indicators to identify upward momentum. Why is knowing where people are buying and selling important? Well, it's all about supply and demand, and that's really what moves these stocks, right? So if the demand is so much greater than the supply, then you're going to see the stock, rise. If you see that more people are if more people are buying than selling, then the demand is going to go up, right? If there's more sellers than buyers, then obviously it's going to take a dip, and it really comes down to a concept that simple. So I'm going to get a little bit closer, and as you guys can see, there's a pretty solid support at 188 and a pretty solid resistance at 190. So it's not really breaking above 190 and it's not really breaking below 188. So there's a good amount, or actually just one, it looks like right now, but he has a pretty larger buy, and it's at $1.88. So I could see that someone's trying to buy there, and then all these series of buyers. I can see that there's a couple sellers here at 1.89. So the volume is actually pretty low right now for MTBC, but for a stock that's seen really high amount of volume. So let's go ahead and go over to AMD. So this one, you're going to see that it's going to be a little bit more active. Okay, so what you could actually see with AMD is that there's a wall of buyers at $10 and a wall of sellers at 10.01. So it's going to be somewhat difficult for it to actually break, that little resistance that it has building on. So when it comes to actually, this is actually used more for momentum stocks. So when you want to originally buy in the stock, let's say that you identify the support to be around 195, right? And then it starts to bounce. The reason that you can use, or you want to use, level 2 indicators to identify a bounce is when no one is willing to sell less than 94 cents, let's say. If you can see that everyone's trying to hold at 95 cents, that means that the demand to sell at 94 isn't really going to be there. So then you're going to see buyers at 95 to start buying the stocks at where everyone else is selling, and then you'll slowly see the stock to rise. During my live recap today, we actually caught AMD when it went below $10 and caught it at the bounce, and it's something that what you always want to make sure that you stick to the basics of identifying support and resistance, but then you can use these different indicators on if it's oversold, overbought, or if it's showing signs of upward momentum. So it looks like right now there's a resistance at about 10.04, and you can see that there's a couple sellers at 10.04 and only a couple buyers at 10.03. It looks like it just broke, so now it's breaking. So again, you use these different indicators to get a better understanding where the demand is. If there's more sellers than buyers, then the price is most likely going to go up. If there's more sellers than buyers, the demand isn't really there, and then you'll see the volume slowly start to decrease, and then you'll see the stock, slowly write itself down. So AMD is actually doing pretty well, and it's funny that we're actually catching it on the rise. Realistically, looking at AMD, I predict there to be, most likely a resistance at around $10 and 10 cents. So let's see if it actually, hold at that point. So it looks like there's a wall of sellers at 108. Hopefully we can break above that. But let's go a little bit further down, and it looks like there's some at just 108, and then it jumps up to 120. So it looks like it wasn't able to break really above 108. Too many sellers at 108, and then now you're going to see it, slowly bleed back down. Again, if the demand is built, then it'll ride back up. But it looks like 108 and 109 was actually the resistance. So the demand wasn't there for AMD to actually rise above that. So I'm really glad that I actually was able to catch that on video. But it really comes down to something so simple. It comes down to supply and demand, seeing if there's more buyers than sellers, then the price is going to go up. If there's more sellers than buyers, then obviously the demand isn't there, then, the demand will go down, and then the sellers will have to sell at a lower price. And it all comes down, again, don't let this level 2 be the only indicator that you use. I want to make sure that you guys are exposed to as many opportunities and indicators as possible. So if you guys have indicators that have helped you guys out, please feel free to leave them down in the comments and let me know with level 2 why you guys like to use it. And I think this can be a very useful, in a sense, just comment section for people that actually want to learn a little bit more about level 2. This is pretty much from my own point of view, but I'm sure since thousands of people actually watch this video, that if we get hundreds of people to start sharing what it is that they learned from level 2 and their mistakes and what they've learned from it and how they can utilize it a little bit better, it'll give new and experienced members on more creative ways on how to use it. So thank you guys again so much. And that's really just it, guys. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I do want to make sure that you guys are reminded that the link is provided for you down below if you guys want to join the free TechBot Solutions platform. And if you guys can like and subscribe, like always, we'd greatly appreciate it. We just hit a little bit over 12,000 subscribers, so I can't thank you guys enough. And that's pretty much it. So like always, let's make sure we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.
Don't you let it go to waste. We could put 'em all to shame. Now isn't the time to play it safe.